Namaste everyone. I hope you all are keeping well both physically as well as mentally. This is Moumita Chakraborty, also known as Moumita Official. Welcome to yet another session of SOS, which is also known as Stories of Success. Today we have amongst us a very dynamic lady who is an entrepreneur, humanitarian, as well as an educationist. She is one of the youngest doctorate holder in Africa, and she is here to share her success stories with us. She is none other than Dr. Adepoju Diana, and she is an ambassador on both national and international level. So let's welcome her on board and start the session for today. Hello, Dr. Diana. Welcome
Hi,
on board.
madam.
I'm really honored to have you today on this very special session on stories of success. Thank you for joining me,
Okay,
and I love the background.
okay, thank you.
Hope the audio is clear and you are settled.
Yes, I can. Yes, you are clear and I'm able to hear you. That's not a problem. The network is okay. It's good to go. I'm happy to
Great.
join you as well, my lady, from here. You know.
I'm honored. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I hope that it is going to be a really exciting session for all of us because you are a successful lady, as I have seen in your LinkedIn profile, and I'm glad to be connected to you. And warm welcome to today's session. So let us begin our session for today with a short and brief introduction about yourself, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, my lady, for this for this wonderful invite. I can tell you that I'm most honored to feature on your YouTube, and I've seen quite some other works you are doing. So, it's quite an honor. And I know you are also a resourceful lady, and there's one thing I stand for, women empowerment. So, a very brief intro into my humble self. So, my name is Dr. Diane, or let me call me full Dr. Adepoju Oluwatosin Diana. I'm an humanitarian. I'm also a businesswoman. I'm also, an educationist. Part of my work and part of my humanitarian activities are youth, engagement and women empowerment. So I'm all in for the women. I've represented quite a lot of organizations when it comes to women empowerment, women advocacy. I'm presently the mining president for Women Economic Forum. I also represent Women Economic Council by Internship International University in London chapter. Then I was in London because I schooled at some point. In London, starting my background, or let me say my opening a chapter in my life started from my university days. My very first degree, that is the BSc. I studied to become an ambassador of Nigeria, but I don't very so I started with the course International Law and Diplomacy from Babcock University, that's a private university in Nigeria. From there onward, I did peace and conflict studies, also education. I took some other courses, short courses, or other e-learning courses online, virtually. So I did it on education and peace and conflict studies. And today I'm processing my PhD also in peace and conflict studies. But I've had quite a lot of honorary doctorate degree uh, from different universities, Wisdom University, Metropolitan International University. And by this time next year, I will be done officially with my doctorate degree program. But I've had quite a lot of, honorary doctorate degree based on my research work. I've had the opportunity to collaborate with professors. Collaborated with professors majorly in India, Japan, US. I've had the opportunity to work with some universities. Um, I've had the opportunity of working with Internship International University. I've had the opportunity of working with West Coast University in Panama. I have the opportunity of working with Crown International University. Having a lot of affiliations. Started originally from from what are they calling? What's the name? Brazil, but having a lot of tentacles in Africa and Ghana and the likes like that. When it comes to youth empowerment, I'm the sole president of Orion Empowerment Foundation, which is a youth-based organization. What we promote is getting our youth actively involved in sustainable goals. Trying to impact into them, trying to orientate them on the need for them to be resourceful, to be useful. So we connect quite a lot of opportunities and network for them so they can tap into the one that best fit. I've had the opportunity to lead also in the mining sector. I currently represent United Kingdom of Atlantis, their Minister for Mines and Steel, and also I represent AgroShift Resource Limited, one of the major forerunner when it comes to implementing development in the mining sector in Africa. So I'm also sitting on the board as the executive director for AgroShift Limited. It's not actually a Nigerian thing, but we're trying to do it in a way that our currency will be backed up with gold. So I have the opportunity and vast knowledge based on the virtue of my work and and people I also work with here. I think that should be a brief about myself. Maybe as time goes on, you can learn more.
Oh my goodness, that is huge. It's like you are almost connected to each and every sector, and I'm glad that we also share one similar platform, which is the Women Economic Forum, which I came to know today. And that's amazing. Like you are connected to so many universities, and you are open and you collaborate with Japan, India. You are internationally connected, and I'm glad that you have joined me and you have shared your valuable time with us. So, as the topic or the session majorly focuses on the stories of success, let us begin from your childhood, because I think every journey starts from their childhood. So, just enlighten us about your childhood first, and then we'll slowly move ahead towards the path you have carried on and where you are today.
Okay, thank you very much, my lady. Uh, okay, I think my cycle started from when I started working with the international organization. Presently today, I'm accredited by 12 good international organization, having consultative status with UNDESA, with UNESCO, accredited to be an ambassador. So, I'm also affiliated with UNDESA, to represent on the forum when it comes to youth engagement, youth initiative, not only in Nigeria, in Africa. Doctor, I think I've been able to ascertain that, I've had quite a lot of, you know, uh, confirmation and affirmation from different university, being a doctor. And one of our recent book, or let me say one of our research work, that is it's going to be promoted by one of the largest publishing firms. So I had the opportunity to collaborate with Professor Rio from oh gosh, Sovereign International University like that. I had the opportunity to collaborate with Professor Misra, that is in India, and quite a lot of professors, so that book is actually huge and, going to make quite a lot of, but I could drop you the link maybe later after this episode. So, my wide
Sure.
exposure when it comes to research work has made, you know, has made quite a lot of university give me recognition based on my research work and collaborations on when it comes to research with other institutes, with other universities, not even locally but internationally, and I'm also referred to as a Royal Highness. That title I got as a result of my engagement with United Kingdom of Atlantis, being their Minister for Mines and Steel Development. So I think that's to be the engagement when it comes to title.
Wonderful. It's great to hear this, that you are also connected to UNESCO and you have been recognized as an ambassador. So, like, how was the journey? Like, where did you begin with? Because I think this is a kind of question which is not only mine, but many of our viewers today who will be watching the session later would want to know that how you got connected to UNESCO and how you got the recognition as an ambassador. So if you
Okay,
can
thank you
enlighten
very
us
much.
on
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, my lady. But I must confess, firstly, that the journey was not easy. Sorry, 1 minute. The journey was not easy. It's actually a very long one. My journey started. That's why I said when I opening a new chapter in my life started during my first degree. That is international diplomacy. I remember at some point I was very lost in life because I lost my mom at a very initial stage. So that itself broke me down, and but I was able to pick up, going to that kind of university because they taught me that the best in yourself. So from there onwards, uh, from that setting, I started having vision about did with my life. I was closer to our lecturers there, our professors there. So I had the opportunity of having an engagement with them one on one. So I've always been someone that is a visionary. I've always been somebody that is that is keyed into attaining success. So the journey was not easy, but it started from my humanitarian activity, through the establishment of my, no, firstly was the collaboration in my book, that's 10 Steps to Success. So I got more insight about life during that, pursuit in trying to put the book together. Then I understood a bit about life. I won't say I understand it all. Then followed by the establishment of my humanitarian organization, that is Orion Empowerment Foundation. It is youth based. So, this journey working in life, gave me quite a lot of exposure, and I've had a lot of failure. That's the truth of the matter. But I'm someone that is not, that does not allow herself to be beaten down with, maybe life challenges or life like that. It was never easy. It was never easy. I've had quite a lot of confrontation from persons. And one of the most challenging factor was when I had to choose between education, to pursue my education or business. That part was extremely challenging because I was just looking, how do I put this together? And then I was not that exposed about, taking, virtual, I mean, taking courses online. I didn't have that exposure. So I had to choose because education to me then, or let me say in African setup was, within the four walls of a classroom. So if you are not within the four walls of a classroom, you are not educated. So these are
that.
very challenging, and these are what one thing we try to teach. And may I also add to my profile that we are one of the forerunner of promoting digital investing in Africa. So we currently have a collaboration in Mauritius that is on promoting digital university, having set up campuses because we are of the opinion that as a single mother, as a business person, you are engaged with business, you should also have the opportunity to go to school, learn, and upgrade on whatever skills, whatever knowledge you feel you know. So these are one of those challenges that I faced that made me, come up with quite some other initiative, you know, to put together. So at that particular point, back to the story, at that particular point, I was not exposed about digital universities, compared to what we have here. So I had to choose education. So I left business, and at that point, it affected my company because then I already established a company in UK. I established a company in USA. But at times when you are not focused on your business and you give it to people to run, especially family members, you are at risk of some things. So at that point, that was what led to the closure of our company in London because I could not focus, and I didn't have the exposure of digital setup, to also be running my business because I'm the CEO. Okay, alongside my foundation, in between the line, let me say within 6 months or thereabout, I established a company. Alongside it, I established Treasureland Court in Nigeria. I established Treasureland Network LLC in US. I established Treasureland Empire in London because me myself, I love fashion. So I was just feeling, you know, I could do this and with the little space I have. But I noticed that at that point I had to give or put somebody in charge, and I would say it was actually very challenging, having to put everything you are doing, try to, although I didn't leave everything totally, but my participation was or my attention was limited to nothing. at that particular point. And I was also on some research collaboration at that particular time because I am a multiversatile person. I can do one of the superpowers I have, which a lot of people have been saying, is that I can do three things at a time. It's a
Mm.
grace, a grace. It's not common for everybody, but I can just do it. I can just do it, and I've actually developed myself to expand more on that ability. You know. So, but it was never easy. But I thank God for where I am today. And, the collaborations, I've had up from people as well, but majorly what assisted me was opening up to collaborations, So that one pushed my career and assisted me into the global forum.
What I have learned from you today is, see, I am also going through a similar kind of phase as yours. Now, my father wants me to do a PhD, and also I am also an entrepreneur, and I'm running my own company. And I think your story has inspired me that which path to choose, because as you already said that it becomes very difficult to choose. One when you are already into something and choose education, but at the same time it also becomes important, but you are unsure whether which path to choose, because you don't know about the future, what is gonna happen, whether I am taking the right decision of pursuing education and halting my business for a particular time. Will that be a good decision to make, or whether I am going to do a whether I am going not to study more and just focus on my business, whatever I'm doing, and carry on with the same thing for the entire life. So now I am much clearer whether I should, what should I do in the future. I think most of the people who will be listening to this podcast will also be understanding and, have a clear picture about what should they do at this kind of situation where you have to choose only one um, among the other options you have in life. As you very well said that you should only go ahead with one option at a time, because that's what will make you successful. So as per you, what suggestion would you give? Because you are a practical example of it. What do you think after choosing education during that phase? Was it the right decision for you, or you like in case if you are currently at that phase and you could make a change in those particular years, what would you have done in case?
Okay, thank you very much, my lady. For me, I said something. I said I have the strength of doing two things at the same time. I don't know if that applies to quite a lot of people, but that is one of my super strengths. You know, if I had this exposure that I had then, I would have done both. Because now you can
Mm.
have studies within the comfort of your home, and these are things that, we didn't have that exposure to then you know. But now that this is coming in place, so I would have done both. That's the truth of the matter. But I would have focused more on my business. You know, I
Okay.
would have focused more on my business because I understand the fact that education doesn't end within the four walls of classroom, and majorly your understanding to success or your step to success is based on your exposure. Basically,
Mm.
on your exposure. Where best can you get that exposure if not on the field? And in Africa here, we really have this theoretical aspect about studies. So at times it's impaired our understanding and vast knowledge. We don't really get on the field, you know. So I would have focused more, that is me, on my business, on my collaboration, because I know with that, and I would have also been studying, taking currently now I have an admission with Kennedy College, that is in affiliation with Leicester University in London, and quite a lot of some other Crown International University. I still have an admission for another PhD degree. So I would have focused more because given life issues, you learn.
Yes.
That is also part of studies. So I could even have, and in fact, the journey would have been more limited for me, and it would have been less challenging for me because I'll be imputing life issues, life practical issues, and that is what they want. When you are advancing, especially when it comes to the post doctorate degree. That is That is it in general, not about the theoretical aspects. You can do theoretical aspect when it comes to undergraduate level and master's level, depending on the course. But the basic practical aspects, you know, that is what PhD is about. And I would have chosen my business actually.
Okay, right. So I get it completely. Because exposure is, you are saying, according to you, exposure is the most important thing. But I feel also great that when you add a doctor in front of your name, that improves your value as well in front of the like your name. But yeah, that's a great learning for me also today. That what is more important. Each individual have different sets of thoughts, and according to you, what you have shared is going to be beneficial for, I think, many people out there. So I would just want to ask you that what would be your message to the people listening to us today?
Okay, thank you very much. I get very inspired when I'm asked about that. Um, you know, for the youth out there, which I stand for,
Yes.
don't let anybody define who you are for you. You know, strive to always be the best in wherever you find yourself. It's not going to be easy. If anybody tells or says to you that success is easy, then please take a walk. That person is just telling you what is not there.
True.
It's never
True.
easy. There are a lot of tight decisions you need to make at some point. That's why you need mentorship. you know it's
Absolutely.
always, I don't want to use the word difficult, but it is achievable. Success is achievable. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. In fact, I have quite a lot of challenge, even at some point health issue. So if I can do it, I say to the world, you can do it. I had a lot of things that would have broken me, starting from losing my mother. Then at some point I lost my father, meaning I had no parents, you know, and I'm very young, you know, a lot of family meddling in your business, everybody wants to have a say. So
Mm.
I don't know how it is outside there, but for Africa here, there's this thing with respect, you know. So you have to
Mm.
listen to them. So I had a lot of challenges, maybe some we might not be able to dive into, but what I'm saying in practical, or let me just summarize it, is that if I can do it, you can do it. Don't let anybody dictate or tell you about yourself. You know
Right.
yourself better. Strive to grow. Strive to get the best of yourself. You know, network with people. You are not an island. You cannot succeed or you cannot achieve much success working independently.
Mm.
Network with people, join forums, join professional network with people, be open to collaboration, be open to constructive criticism. Once you are being criticized, that is not the end of life. You still have a lot. So learn from it and grow to be better.
Absolutely. That's really inspirational. And I think you have shared the practicality of life, that you have to network with people, you have to be confident enough, believe in your dreams, and move ahead. There are going to be a lot of challenges in life, and no success, I think, is easy. We all have our own hardships and how we grew up and what kind of atmosphere we have. You are talking about Africa and I'm talking from India. But the thing is, I don't think so there is much difference on the way to success, because I also faced a lot of hardships when it came to, starting up my own business, or during the times of education or financial crisis, or during the times of COVID. So that's a really great message what you have shared with us. I really thank you for that, my lady. And to end the session, um, before that, I would like to ask you to describe yourself in just 3 words.
So I am somebody that multitasks, I'm somebody that is open to collaboration, basically. I'm a networker. I love to connect with people. I love to relate with people from different spec in life. I love to get myself engaged, not only just engage, actively participating in wherever I find myself. So and I think it's working for me, it's working for me. That's it.
Wonderful. That is a descriptive, detail about you. But I just want you to use only three words to explain yourself. Just three words.
Okay, I'm a
One word each.
networker. Yes, networker. Self-motivated, and
Wow.
you know,
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for your insightful knowledge and sharing your success story with us. I look forward to connect with you, stay connected with you, and I am also from Youth and Community Empowerment. I also support youth empowerment, women empowerment, and the voices of women are very important. And I think women are one of the best leaders. And in case if you check the history of any country or any forum, you can see that women lead in the best way possible, and I'm glad that you are also leading in a very good way and you are inspiring so many people. Thank you so much, my lady, for joining us today. I look forward to do one more session with you if your time permits. Thanks a lot. Have a great day ahead.
yeah. Thank you very much for having me, and please do have a lovely day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.